And welcome back. Jekyll and Hyde is being presented by the Main Stage Community Theater, and Diane Fisher-Simmons did a couple of interviews. Watch this.
Hello, I am Diane Fisher-Simmons, and we are here at the Seahawk Cultural Center, Hilton Head High School, and I am standing with Daniel Cort, a dear friend, but also the lead in this production, Jekyll and Hyde the musical. As you can see, they have spared no expense on this one, and I can't wait to see it today. Daniel, how has it been working up to the moment of opening night? And I really want to know about your research for this complicated role.
Well, exhausting for one, terrifying, but you know, it was really a brain trust that Bryce and I discussed maybe over a year ago.
Okay.
And we thought, you know, let's take this on. We know it's going to be massive, but rather than do it like it's typically performed, which is more of a melodrama with beautiful music, we wanted to add some dimension to the characters.
Got you. And what did actually, you and the board, I know, probably decided on the production. What made you choose this one at this particular time?
Halloween, for one.
Okay, good timing.
We knew we could get the Seahawk Cultural Center. We knew to do a show on this stage at this magnitude, we needed a stage this large with the light capability and some of the tech pieces that they have there that we don't have access to in some other theaters. But you know, for the role, I did it back in 2016 at May River Theater with Debbie, and I don't recall it being nearly this exhausting. The joy in all of this to me has been two real simple things: working with this amazing cast. We're just so blessed to have so much talent here, working with my wife and daughter, of course, for the first time together
treasure that is.
As a family. But really partnering with NAMI. You know, we wanted to add some substance to the show. There's so many families, and my story included, you know, suffering from alcoholism for many years, having a dad who suffered from that as well and some mental illness. We thought, how do we bring substance and some meaning to a dark show? Let's use it as a cautionary tale to help others that may be afraid to ask for help or are just suffering in silence.
And how are you partnering? Are you doing the talkbacks? I think they're in the lobby, right, for people to inquire before and after the show?
We have a pre-show video that's featured before the show starts, and they do have an information booth set up where they're taking donations and passing out information. They've just been phenomenal partners, and it's really put some real heart into this whole production.
And biggest challenge and biggest highlight for you on this one? I think you already mentioned maybe it was working with your family, but I'll let you answer that question. Biggest challenge and biggest highlight?
Biggest challenge is I have so many scenes, so many solos. There's a lot of quick changes, and I've got a team literally of 4 or 5 people that are handling my wig and getting my shoes off and on and robes off and on. You know, the hair comes down, the hair goes up, I've got sweat, I've got all kinds, you know, mics coming off, and it's a challenge. That's, to me, the most challenging. When I'm on stage, it's pretty easy, actually. You know, you just kind of go by instinct.
Sure.
The joy, I think, is at the end of the show, at the bows, when Liliana comes up, and we have that moment with Debbie and Liliana and me, and we get to thank all of you for your support. I mean, this is true community theater, and we can't do this without all this amazing support. The outpouring has been phenomenal, and we're humbled by that.
Well, you have a lot of support. I've seen Facebook blowing up, and I can't wait to see it today.
Thank you, Diane.
And now we are here with the director of this monster-sized musical, no pun intended, with Bryce Cofield here. And Bryce, I just have to ask you, what has been the biggest highlight and challenge for you? And you talked to Daniel about that a little bit, but what about from the director's point of view?
The biggest highlight is seeing how many talented community members there are in Hilton Head. And coming together and putting together this massive show. I mean, they've really pulled it off. They've done a fantastic job.
And we know there's always challenges along the way, but what do you think, what was your biggest thing you had to kind of push through?
The biggest challenge was rehearsing in the studio space where you don't have a set to visualize things. So conveying that to the cast and being able to kind of get everybody on the same page was difficult. And then also like the really quick load-in process when we finally do get into this theater space. Yeah, just getting all the sets up and getting things done in time for technical rehearsals and getting lighting done and orchestra and all that fun stuff.
Right. And then what would you say what's the takeaway you want the audience to have with this one? Actually, we know that it's a little dark, but we know that it's a cautionary tale, and that we are also trying to provide something there outside with NAMI. But what would you say is the biggest takeaway?
And the biggest takeaway is if you're struggling, don't isolate yourself. You know, you see this character, he kind of gets himself into trouble. and you see him close himself off from those who love him and those who care about him. And my biggest takeaway is don't ever do that, because reaching out could make all the difference in the world, you know, no matter what you're going through.
Well, thank you for presenting that alongside the musical, and thank you for your good hard work. We're looking forward to seeing it this afternoon. I'm Diane Fisher-Simmons here at the Seahawk Cultural Center. Come and see the musical Jekyll and Hyde.
Thank you so much, Diane. And remember that Jekyll and Hyde will continue at the Seahawk Cultural Center until Sunday, September the 22nd. And we'll have more after this. Don't go away.